Hello guys and welcome to the ProDota Cup by Smashcast TV. We have the second match of the first game of the day, and the only game of the day actually, the winners brackets finals between Penta eSports and Team Singularity. It's actually the second match because Penta managed to lose the first match against Singularity. Singularity take that first game in a very convincing fashion with a good draft that counters Penta's amazing push strat, and Singularity struck to the second game with confidence in their looks, confidence in their walk, and of course with a smile on their face as they know they only have to win one more game to advance to the finals of this ProDota Cup, which is of course sponsored by XBet. XBet offers live betting on all ProDota Cup matches, offering the best odds and the highest payouts. Win with XBet, use bonus code BOUNTYX to deposit and get 100 euros free. So if you want to bet on your favorite ProDota Cup team, I'd like to recommend to you our proud sponsor, XBet. That said, guys, before we get into the draft, allow me to present myself. My name is DSwordfish. I'll be here with Vätte casting this amazing game. How are you doing, my friend?
Hello everyone, and I'm very glad to see Sven from side of Penta eSports, one of my favorite combinations. Personally, grants additional movement speed to Sven, awesome ability to him, boosts him very well, but from side of a Team Singularity, we already see Jakiro plus Kotal, and as we all know, Sven is that kind of a hero who doesn't have that much mana, so the mana leak on him, even though he will have Io on his side, most likely won't be that good for him and will prevent him from hitting quite a lot and running around. Also, it's almost same as a rupture, prevents you from moving around. Yeah, as some kind of a counter to Sven that he needs to move. He actually needs to catch up to people. But I really love this Kotal pick against this duo, against this Io Sven. So we already got a control over Sven with the mana leak. It will be pretty neat. Plus, he got the blinding light, and Sven is not the that kind of a hero who builds MKB early. So, but he built at least the BKB. Maybe it will help for him. But what is very actually interesting? I think blinding light may help to cancel tether between Io and Sven when Io will, for example, will be trying to reload Sven out. That actually may be a good thing to do, and I really love the Kotal pick here, and with the Jakiro on the lane, I'm not sure if this Kotal is going to chill on the bottom because Jakiro plus Kotal seems like a bit of an overkill, and most likely we will see some kind of a aggressive dual lane from side of a Singularity, maybe something like a Sankey Kotal.
Could also be maybe we have seen Bristleback Kotal as well, which is pretty good. I mean, not against Sven particularly, but it's not a bad idea in general. No, screw that. Go for Nature's Prophet. Why use the Kotal? I mean, it still works with them. Nature's Prophet offers the physical damage Kotal with a zone out. And something, of course, that we mentioned is Kotal is also good against not only the Sven, but also, of course, the IO in general. Mana Leak, Blinding Light to break the tether. Really good at stopping relocate. This hero is actually insanely good against Penta eSports. And the best part about this is that we're actually going to see Kotal most likely in position 4, as the Jakiro is going to be your position 5, meaning that Kotal can actually get an Axe at a decent timing and get those other items that Kotal really does like Force Staff, for example. So this is going to be fantastic to stop Penta eSports, as not even the Necrophos, he actually counters all of them. Io does not like going for Yule Scepter either because he likes going for regen items. Earthshaker really likes to go for Blink or Force Staff early rather than Yule Scepter to stop that mana leak. Necrophos himself is also a hero that bases himself on mobility and does have mana issues if he doesn't get any kills. Yeah, I'm really liking Singularity's lineup. But what do you think of this Necrophos? Is it going to be played in mid lane again? What do you think of that?
Well, yeah, most likely we will already see Earthshaker from the set, and I'm not sure if it's going to be position 4 Shaker, but obviously he will suffer on the lane a lot if he will have to lane against Jakiro plus Keeper of the Light. But actually, maybe Team Singularity will go for aggressive trialing and try to contest the Io Sven lane. In the very beginning of the game, Io doesn't have that much of a regen, doesn't have the necessary overcharge for him. So he will be able to actually keep the sustain on Sven unless he's being, unless he is losing health also. So pretty early in the game with the Kotal and Jakiro may work out for Singularity.
We'll see. We'll see how this turns out. We'll see what the Team Singularity wants to also pick up as their 4th pick. They haven't revealed any of the important cores, so now comes the next pick. You go for example, a Juggernaut seems pretty nice. Diffusal Blade user against Necrophos, mixed damage against Necrophos, top Sven. It can also dispel Warcry. Oh, that's so good. And of course, the Omnislash is great when Sven has activated his God Strength. Also go for an Ursa, for example. Not a bad hero either, but doesn't offer the pushing power that Juggernaut would bring. And Juggernaut with Keeper Light is also a nice combination in lane if you do want to go for that. Or a Lycan, actually. A Lycan would not be a bad idea either. Okay, they're gonna go for mid
so
first.
far we see a mid lane. Yeah, we see Lina for Nisha. And what I really love about this draft, so you mentioned that there is a position for Kotal, meaning he'll get his Aghanim Scepter fairly early, because Kotal actually farms quite fast, to be honest. And there is already a Nature's Prophet plus Aghanim Sudden Keeper of the Light. So 3 men out of nowhere appearing on any part of the map. And there's going to be a lot of global spells. So from side of a Penta eSports, we already see Aya with the Relocate. And from the side of a Singularity, some kind of a same thing as an Aya. Well, Kotal with his summon is pretty neat when you're playing against these kind of things, because when you're being relocated on, you can guarantee bring only one person, and it's most likely will be Sven. With the team Singularity, there is a Kotal with a summon plus Nature's Prophet. So most likely Singularity will always have the advantage in amount of heroes which they will have in the fight.
Simple
going
maths,
to be
right?
Simple maths. Question is, how is it going to work out? Because Earthshaker and Necroforce are pretty strong heroes, especially in the beginning of the game. Truth is that Sven will need his time to get Mask of Madness and Sanjin Yasha, something like this. So he will need his time to farm, and on the shoulders of Penta eSports, there is he's a bit of a burden for the first 10 minutes of the game, so they need to create a bit of space for him. But with this Nature's Prophet and Gyrocopter, now I think even more of an aggressive tri-lane, to be honest.
Wow, I like that Gyrocopter pick very much, actually. With Storm being the last pick for Penta, so it is going to be Necro... Oh, so it's going to be Earthshaker support. Wait, no?
Yeah, position.
Wait, no,
No,
Necro... What? Sven support. Sven support. Unless, well, I mean, it is a stand-in, so it could be that Owned Me decided to change. But no, DNZ is usually a support player, so we'll see. That'd be interesting. Regardless, I like, yeah. Well, we'll see when they get into the game, because I don't know if they're going to swap yet, so we'll just wait. Gyrocopter, though, talking about that guy just for a second, does not offer a stun, so Storm is particularly good against him, and is not easily kited by Storm. They don't have very reliable stuns on Team Singularity. Ice Path and Light Strike Array are not particularly good against a Storm. And Gyrocopter does offer the mixed damage against Necrophos, which is fantastic. Also can run away from a Sven, but of course if the Sven's been playing support, all that is for naught, right?
Well, maybe they're playing some kind of an aggressive tri-lane from side of a Penta also, and leaving Necrophos alone against the whomever going to be there. They're swapping lanes, I guess. Yet, question is, will the Storm Spirit be able to snowball in this game? Because lane against Lina won't be the sweetest one for him, it feels like.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really hard to lane against Helena. It's even worse than a Quap, because it's not sustained damage you're going to be taking, there's also the possibility of dying. And Light Strike Array against a Storm Spirit, who has a pretty low movement speed in the early game, is really easy to land. Especially when you have the help of a Jakiro or a Kotal, who are both traditionally played as position 5 supports to some degree. They're not the position 4s that roam around, which means they can roam around constantly without sacrificing too much on them. And it is going to be a Sven support, apparently.
And actually, it is so smart by Penta. They baited Singularity into the idea that it's going to be a Sven carry, and so Singularity gone for certain picks. They got for the Gyrocopter, who can kite Sven quite well with the homing missile. Also, they got a lot of
magical damage.
Magical damage. Yeah, plenty of things to deal with Sven. That bam, surprise.
Well, I don't think they got countered that hard. I mean, you're right that it was a good, clever idea, but I think Singularity kind of went for traditional picks in general. They did not think this Sven was going to be played, obviously, as support, I don't think. Even though Penta has played this before, and we've also seen, was it Virtus Pro also played that on Lil. And they do think it's pretty powerful. I do question how good this is going to be, not because the Sven support is a bad pick, I think it's fine, but the IO together doesn't really have the best of partners. Storm and IO is okay, but you're really much just a mana battery. Overcharge attack speed is wasted on him. The Necrophos only gets the extra movement speed, and that's it. So you don't really get that much out of it either. And the Earthshaker, of course, support doesn't. Or Earthshaker offlane doesn't really care much about the IO. So I question how useful this relocate is going to be without the Sven being your main carry.
Well, most likely it's going to be some kind of a backup plan for Storm Spirit plus a setup. Someone is farming on the lane, Blazemon jumping from another part of the map there, plus relocate with Necroforce, bam, rip a scythe, bye-bye whomever was unlucky to happen on the lane. Plus, Ayo grants an additional mana constantly for Storm Spirit, who is suffering from the lack of mana so much in the very beginning of the game. Also, he will help him to farm stacks to come back into the game. And I think it's pretty neat. As soon as Boogie will get his Arcane Boots, and I guess an Arcane Boots is a necessary pickup when you're playing Storm Spirit, Blazeman will have a better game that he could have even think about.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, there's gonna be definitely a bunch of depending a lot of execution, especially by Penta eSports. They have a hard draft to execute. It's gonna depend a lot if they can make it work. Though, in theory, the Sven support as a support is pretty traditional. Comes the stun, a nice little war cry as well for the buff, and of course, is this gonna be an Agadus game? Maybe would not be a bad idea. Because I really don't know what else you go for. Blink Dagger for initiation, utility, and maybe an Ags later on if you want luxury. And we'll see. We'll see how they play this. I really like these weird picks and see if they work, so it's gonna be nice anyway.
Well, maybe it's going to be some kind of a Heaven's Call button, Sven?
Oh, actually, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. I completely forgot about that, but that'd be an interesting, especially against a gyrocopter, ranged hero with low range, so Heaven's Halberd is easy to catch him with it. Sven can sacrifice himself, doesn't really care as long as he gets the kill on gyro. And early on, Sven with God Strength hits really hard despite not having items, because it just gives you damage, literally. And with a new God Strength, it's even better because you get the bonus strength on top of that. So you actually become a really tanky support without needing items, because Sven's strength gain is pretty strong. Oh.
It actually is very interesting here that probably Sven is also a backup plan for Penta, so they got a Skitter on Necroforce to create a lot of things in the very beginning of the game to actually tank everything, to create space, and later on Sven, who actually got a pretty decent farming mechanism, I'm sorry, with the cleave. He will come back into the game fairly fast. Yeah, if they will have any stacks or actually a couple of successful fights. So maybe decent for Penta. Meanwhile, Lisash fighting with Sven.
Careful, DNZ hurts a lot. Stormhammer committed, but the Rocket Barrage, only level 1. It literally only tickles Sven. In comes the Fissure. There's time for the guys at Penta to put in the aggression. But the Illuminate, they actually taunt them, so they hit almost everyone. The Sven will survive, though. And will not get hit by the Illuminate. Exotic Deer gets Stormhammered again. That's all the mana they have. Exotic Deer, a lot of damage onto him, but he's surviving this. In fact, they get the first blood before he dies, and they do manage to kill off DNZ. Now Skitter, the next target. The Io starts healing him up. Thanks to that, that combination of Necrophos Io is kind of disgusting in terms of healing, but Skitter's still getting dealt a lot of damage, and early on, a Coddle can be very useful. He actually takes the rune. This Coddle's going to be position 1 in the end, and they actually end up taking 3 runes, plus First Blood ends up being a favorable engagement to the Polish team.
Oh, the clarity being cancelled. Meanie Boogie. Meanwhile, the top lane is completely abandoned by Penta. There is no one there. And Onmi probably will rotate there later on. He needs to regen a bit, already got 2 TPs in his stash, and he's going to face Nature's Prophet on the top lane.
Nature's Prophet versus one person, if they're running this aggressive trialing, which does seem to be the case, is really hard to run, especially as a melee hero. Nature's Prophet. We saw this same engagement last game, except we saw Patos do a really good job of it. Let's see if, in this case, we can see Own to Me doing the same. Because it is a hard engagement to play, especially when you're going for Stout Shield and not Poor Man's. He actually got a lot of regen just to stop all the harassment from Nature's Prophet and those treants.
No.
And the bottom lane, we are going to see a bit of aggression to Boogie. I don't think they can actually get the skill, though. Boogie will be surviving this. What do you think of this bottom lane? What trialing has the advantage here? Sven and Necrophos Isle? I can't believe I said that. Or Gyrocopter Coddle Jakiro?
Well, to be honest, there is plenty of sustain from side of a Penta tri lane. When Boogie will get his bottle, he will feel much better. Plus, also this nasty combination with a Delph Pulse plus Tether. A lot of sustain from their side, but probably not that much damage because there is a slow from side of Singularity plus Illuminate, which will scale quite decently later on. Will be pretty annoying to deal with, and Sven doesn't seem that strong. Yet he's trading the Stormhammers, well, with poor Lisash.
Careful, Chikiro. Oh, unable to... They actually have more... Now that they've reduced Necrophos mana completely. You can still give the Mango to Io and get quite a lot of mana regen, but Skitter is not as safe in this lane anymore. He's gotta get the sadist skills to try to regen himself. And we're gonna see Singularity maybe start putting some pressure now that they do have the advantage. Now they've wasted all the enemy spells and whatnot, and you see Sven also only with level 1 Stormhammer. Gyrocopter's been given a lot more farm. The supports themselves got more experience as well. We'll see. We'll see how this goes, because these Tridents are very important, as this really determines the game, essentially, for both teams. Oh, level 1 homing missile already. That's interesting in a Trident situation. Bogey's going to try to take that homing missile, and they will complete that. Extra gold for Skitter.
Well, not that much, but in the beginning of the game, it is at least something. Question is, who is the easy kill for Penta, because it feels like both Gyro and Jakiro are pretty bad heroes in the beginning of the game. Caser may be the case, but they need to burst him down and when he is still stunned by the Stormhammer, because after that, most likely he'll be able to run away. He already got boots, so Boogie. Most likely he's going to go down here, and TP from Patos finishing off the poor ball. Double stun from Sven. Skitter fighting till the very end, at least trying to trade with Exotic Deer. He's diving till the very end, and with rotation from Patos, Singularity are in favor.
Yeah, and that ended up being a really good rotation from Patos. Again, grabbing a TP, going back to his lane. He's already winning his lane in terms of flacets anyway. So, oh no, he's not actually, because he rotated, but he was before he rotated. And now he can allow himself to make these kind of rotations and kills. And of course, taking the kill on the IO first, really good, as IO is quite a weak hero in the early game, especially when you go for the build of Tether Overcharge and not maxing spirits just yet. That means that you really have no way to punish if they go onto you. And meanwhile, you're also creating a space for the Lina, who, now that she's level 5, should be able to out-harass the Storm and beat him in last hits finally, and force Blazemon probably into the jungle. Though Blazemon has been doing a really good job of keeping her at bay for now. Yeah, she's not really putting that much pressure onto him.
Yeah, but now there's a haste run on Lina, and soon there will be a Laguna Blade there. Blazemon is fairly close to level 6, but Nisha will hit it earlier, and that may be pretty important. There is no bottle charges, only 4 raindrops, and it may be a kill on the mid lane later on, as soon as Nisha will hit his level 6.
Yeah, he's waiting
Blazemon realizes this, yeah, and look at this, he's going away. He's like, okay, I don't want to stand on the mid lane anymore, I am going to farm jungle and get my level 6.
And in the bottom lane, we actually see the initiation from, it seems like Penta wanted to go on this, but they're going to lose Boogie themselves. Homing Missile's going to hit, and the little ball is going to be popped. As it from behind, the Illuminate comes in and misses everyone. I don't know if they want to continue this. The Ice Bath also misses everyone. So these spells, not too lucky, but they still want to kill TNZ. That's the second Illuminate. Again, a miss. And Exotic Deer suffering a lot of damage, hoping his supports at least hit one of their skills. It's pretty hard, both of them, but hey, Exotic Deer now goes to the trees. Juked, good Ice Bath, stops the IO. They actually get a kill in the mid lane as Alina used the haste. And I think this was all planned, actually, because you start the initiation, or you get Singularity to put a lot of pressure on bottom lane. You know supports can't rotate. You force the IO to either TP to the lane, or, you know, use the tether a bit early so that you can't go mid lane and try to save the Storm. And then boom, Nisha comes in with haste, and easy kill for him.
Well, at least full bottle on the Storm Spirit now. A bit more regen. Nisha can use the Shrine also, so he is free to spam his spells as much as he wants. Also, there will be another bounty run in 50 seconds, and the real runs on the river. Look at this, Blazemon is actually suffering so much against this Lina, and the crew is full of small, valuable items.
This Lina's going to get a phase boots as well. It's supposed to get the traditional arcane boots into Bloodstone, so there's going to be much more aggressive Lina in the early game with that extra damage. Blazemon going to have a tough time against it. You just want to kill him fast so they get more damage. It's not a bad idea. And since they're already winning the bottom lane, they don't really have to worry too much about the enemy carry being relevant, as Patos himself is also starting to be forced to be reckoned with. The rotation down to the mid lane, Penta. And with Nisha, they see him. Stormhammer's available. Nisha, careful. The ball lining. It's already ready. The face boots acquired on Lina, but she can't really do much. But Light Strike Array the Storm and trying to get the kill on the IO. Whoa! He actually got it with the Wrath of Nature in the end. That's going to be a dead Lina, so good rotation. But an IO has to sacrifice himself for this.
Yeah, at least a bit of a trade, but it's also beneficial for Blazemon. And, well, maybe there's going to be a next Yule Scepter. on Alina. He goes for the face boots, skips arcanes. So I guess that's the case. And it's pretty good when you're playing against Io. One more potential item to cancel relocate, plus to get a control of a Storm Spirit with the setup for stun. Maybe pretty decent. And Exotic Deer on the bottom lane, he's only level 4. Both carries are actually suffering quite considerably on this try versus try. And what's very interesting is that, for example, with Jakiro and Coddle, they got a better possibility to farm, it feels like. They got better tools. They get Illuminate, they got a Dual Breath, but it won't help Kaiser if you'll go down here to the Stormhammer. Skiro trying to catch up, but he's so fairly fast, and actually it may turn in the favor of Singularity. Skiro being trapped, Illuminate, using Ghost Shroud, tries to run away. Ice Path, hitting Sven. Well, there's also rotation from the Earthshaker. He got his Echo Slam. Will he actually use it? No, he's too slow. Using it on the Jakiro, at least 1 kill for Penta.
Boogie, meanwhile, also dying to the Nature's Prophet's damage. Patos coming into this kill. Skitter gonna be hit by the homing missile. They want to kill Patos, and they do have the stun ready for him. Patos is being trapped. Wrath of Nature before he dies. Tries to deal as much damage as he can, but they can't follow this up. Again, though, what a Coddle player, really. I mean, both him and Patos, what a great combination. Now the mid lane, Sinisha being stunned out. They want to counterattack this with the ball lining. They're able to do it, but Laguna's Blade comes the last second, and it's an eye for an eye. Nisha ends up getting that kill, but not before he dies himself to the storm. However, his gold is divided among 2, whereas it seems like Alina got the full gold for that storm, and no experience, though.
Yeah. What's actually pretty neat is that I like from side of a Singularity, there is a Sprout plus Illuminate. There is really hard to dodge this. There is already 9 minutes in the game, so most likely you don't have Dangos or Quelling Blade on anyone. For example, Necrophos is not that kind of a hero who actually carries Quelling Blade around. Meanwhile, on the top lane there is a kill on Nisash, but was unable to TP out, being cancelled last moment with the Vortex by Blazeman. Most likely will die here. No TP, and a kill owned by me.
That was, yeah, that seemed owned to me, yeah. It seems like that poor Nature's Prophet is having trouble against the Earthshaker and the Storm Spirit now coming to the mid game. But Singular is still winning in terms of net worth. Lena being harassed again. Skitter comes with the Reaper's Scythe, especially with the extra movement speed. They're going to find it. That's just a stun though. Nisha might be able to fight this if the TPs come in time, and Nisha is surviving this. Everyone is running after him, but the counter initiation is here. The Illuminate right to the face. DNZ suffers a lot of damage. Laguna's Blade to finish him off. No need for it as the actual Dragon's Slave kills him. Owned me. Great positioning and manages to kill the Lena, but Skitter might suffer the same fate. Kakor kills Boogie there. Really good Illuminate. There's the ultimate by Exotic Deer, and with that call down, it might just be the death of both Ondemi and Skitter. Another great enchant totem, but they do get that double kill finally, and Exotic Deer survives this engagement. Another beneficial engagement for the Polish team.
Actually surprising how much sustain Boogie granted to Skitter, but unfortunately it was not enough. They're fighting too close to the enemy tier 1. It grants additional armor to whomever is around, and Aya is that kind of a hero who suffers from lack of the armor in the beginning of the game. And actually, take a look at this. He got his ring protection plus Cyclet, so a little bit of armor from the bit of an agile gain on him. And imagine what would have happened to this poor Io if he didn't go for Ring of Protection, for example, because this Nature's Prophet with face boots is literally destroying the poor bull with his right clicks. That's going to be...
I mean, the Io's just dying anyway, though. I think you're right. It is a good pickup. Of course, it's going for Tranquil Boots, but I think maybe Boots would have been a better idea here, even though they are more expensive. I don't know if he would have been able to buy them, but it does seem like he's having a really tough time, not only against Nature's Prophet, but nowadays against the Illuminate by Kaisor. This guy is a beast on Coddle. I mean, every single Illuminate has been on point, always preparing for these team fights, and the counter initiations by Singularity have been really good. Always winning the high ground. The Coddle has had amazing positioning, and this game, I think the two MVPs for now are owned to me and Kaisor. Both of them having this insane positioning, allowing them to use spells which are usually hard to aim or hard to hit very efficiently.
Actually, the question is what there is anything new. Actually, there is the team face boots from side of Singularity. They already got 3 on Lina Gyra and Nature's Prophet, super mobile, and a lot of right-click damage from their side. Plus, with soon, and we will see an Aghanim Scepter on Coddle. Meanwhile, on the top lane, actually, Skitter, here comes the relocate. Most likely it's going to be a dead exotic deer, not dying to this scythe, but dying to Blazeman.
Yeah, that slightly misplay by exotic deer. You're playing against an IO, you play alone, you see a Necrophos, you're like, I can take him. Actually, lol, no, I can't. It's actually a terrible idea. So that was... You know, it happens sometimes, but you have to get used to playing to an IO. It's a very different playstyle. It really changes the name of the game. And, oh, Broogie, careful. Nisha's gonna be found out. Blazemon wants to go onto this. Maybe, oh no, with the Fissure, they actually might be able to Ice Path. Stuns the Storm Spirit. They have Laguna's Blade, but aren't able to use it just yet as they stun last too long. Blink now available on Onmi, and he comes in with an Echo Slam ready to use it, but with Exotic Deer's positioning, hard to actually hit him with it. The Ice Path will just barely graze him, but it'll be enough to hit Onmi in that situation, with the Coddle also joining in. However, this Earthshaker has a double damage rune. You don't want to fight with that and an enchant totem on.
Yeah, probably you want to wait for the Aghanim Scepter on Coral, and after that things will be much better. And what's sad for Singularity is that before that Picos were working out quite nice, but now there is a relocate, there is an Ayo, and every time you're going in the smoke and seeing someone low, on the mid lane.
Yeah, that's killed by the stuns. Go on.
And meanwhile, you're actually trying to pick off anyone. This one hero suddenly, out of nowhere, turns into two. And it grants the Penta the possibility to turn the fight in their favor. Meanwhile, there is a 3-man rotation already waiting on the high ground. They see that there is a Jakiro flying around. And it was actually really sad that even though Nisha got such a great beginning, and such a great laning phase, now he already died 4 times almost in a row. And always didn't get a clear kill, and now he's dying once again. Here comes the Fissure and Scythe. Nothing can help this Fiery Woman, and Patos actually probably regretted his decision. Here comes the relocate. Oh, Ice Path actually catching both Blazeman. He's burning to the dual breath. Keep on chasing to Patos. He's trading to the Io. There will be no relocate back, and the Holy Missile on Blazeman, he will be dead. Double kill for Skitter so far. Exotic Deer dropping quite low, being separated from his team, going for a Blazeman kill, and Jakiro also dying here. Kaser, meanwhile, here comes the blinding light. Most likely it will be enough to survive. No, there is a Fissure by the Onmi, and great fight by Penta.
Yeah, that ended up being, especially, again, old me, star MVP of this match for now. Great stun, stopped the Gyrocopter from killing the Storm in the right time. Yeah, Blazemon's doing a good job of not dying, but that's not really important. Against a Gyrocopter, shouldn't be that hard. It's more of the Earthshaker stopping him every single time, and the counter-initiating tactic of Singularity is not working so well, especially because they're a team that excels with organized team fights. You're up against an Io, you're up against a Storm Spirit. An organized team fight goes much better with your lineup, since you have a call down, you have the Macropyre. If you can actually head a 5 versus 5 engagement, and you stop the Earthshaker early, then you should be able to win it. However, with these constant ganks, especially killing the Lina so early in these engagements, the net worth difference is starting to get lower and lower as Penta starts getting back into the game. And with this Illuminate, it's gonna find someone, yeah, but I mean, there's always a smoke here. Oh no, wrong side Illuminate. Never mind. The Coddle in the middle of everyone. Blinding Light is not gonna help him for too long, as the Reaper Scythe will come out anyway, and this Coddle is dead meat. While Penta happily will walk away from this owned me. So Elijah, he could still stop the TP with an Ice Path. I don't know if he wanted to fight this though, as the rest of his team is just trying to open the map and get some towers down.
I really love how Penta actually keeping
this
up the
Nature's
pressure.
Prophet, Lokit coming in, and he's been stunned out for too long. Patos will go down. Another kill for Blazemon.
They actually fighting non-stop, even though I would say that, oh, probably you want to wait for the Echo Slam on the Earthshaker. They got a kill on the top lane. Back top, shrined up, smoked up again, gone to the same place, punished Singularity, and then, bam, got a kill on the Nature's Prophet. And another kill on Lina in the mid lane, solo kill by the Owned Me. 6 kills on the Earthshaker, level 14. And, wow, he's only 300 gold away from Skitter. He's more farmed than Lina.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing amazing in this game. They just aren't able to stop him. That's why they don't need his Echo Slam so much, because he did get a really early Blink Dagger, which is also a big factor. Here in the bottom lane, though, they try to kill Necrophos. Aetos, will that save him? Skitter actually has the Ghost Shroud. He's healing up a lot. In comes Onmi, and here's the counter initiation. Onmi will not let his friend die. And in the end, it's going to be another save by Onmi. Penta seems a really, really hard target to hit, and this is when it gets to the mid game. You're fighting against Necrophos, a guy with a lot of sustain, a Storm Spirit, a guy really hard to kill, and an Aya to add sustain, and a Sven to add armor to your team in addition to movement speed. It's hard to kill these heroes when you're just going for ganks. You need to start going for an organized team fight where you can kill these supports early.
Yeah, and what's the sad part for Singularity? They tried to burst down Skitter on the bottom lane with the Cuddle and Nature's Prophet, but there is literally not enough damage, so there is already a Rod of Aegis, so Necrophos plus Drums. He's super tanky, now he's going for Lotus Ult, a very interesting choice, especially when you're very decent also choice when you're playing against an Orchid plus Laguna plus what's actually very important, homing missile, and plus Mana Leak, which is causing so much troubles for your teammates. So Skitter is very tanky there, and having only 2 heroes trying to burst him down without Lina is literally impossible, and they are getting punished for that. There is not enough damage for Lina, and as long as they don't have Nisha in the fights from side of Singularity, it's really hard to win.
Yeah, that's true. It's more they rely on the Lina's damage right now because the Gyrocopter's reached this point where his peak has long past. Exotic Deer can't really use the call down or the Rocket Barrage for too much damage anymore because, well, you are at that point where the magical damage starts to fall out and you need those items to come up, but he doesn't have space to farm them, which is the issue. He's actually really far behind in terms of farm, which is starting to be very noticeable in the team fights. And relying on your Lina, who's also an easy kill for the guys at Penta, is not the best of options either. And did we just see an Ags? Or who got an Ag?
Cuddle finished his Ags on the minute 18.
That is really early Ags.
Well, question is, will he be able to survive this, because there is already a Penta there.
No, please, Cuddle, don't go that way. Oh, he knew the relocate was coming, so he has to die. Macropar even committed. Ice Bath, this Cuddle is dead, and they really can't get any kills out of this yet. There's the call down finally. They can destroy Skitter. Okay, plays him on the next target. This is a start. Patos is running away, and they miss a lot of stuns onto him, and they're gonna manage to kill the Earthshaker. There's the pesky Earthshaker dead. DNZ now stuck in the trees, and they're gonna finish him off with the magical damage. SNG, or Singularity, finally get the kills they were looking for, just for a Cuddle. Pretty worth it.
Yeah, finally that was the fight Singularity were actually searching for. Nisha was in the fight, managed to burst down Skitter, destroy the Penta, who probably committed quite a lot, so they used the relocate offensively, so there was no way back for them, literally. Yeah, rotation just in time. What's really actually making me very sad is that Gyrocopter is level 13. Yeah, he farms quite a bit, and due to the fact that he survived in the last fight, he managed to get around 1k gold, it feels like. Yeah, but previously Cuddle was super close to the net worth of a Gyrocopter, and that's a bad sign for Singularity. With the Gyrocopter, you want to some kind of a snowball, get a lot of items in the very beginning, because later on, it feels like in the late game, Gyro is not strong. So you need to get the kills here and now.
Oh, we'll see. On me is finding Cuddle, and this could be an important kill, taking away the vision. He does commit to it, and that's a really important kill because you do get the vision away from the enemy team. And now it's close to nighttime, and they can't really utilize that Aghanims anymore. So Penta eSports take away the effectivity of the Ags for at least 4 more minutes.
Well, these solo kills by the Earthshaker are actually pretty neat. And what's interesting, he got for the Boots of Travel to be anywhere, anytime. With addition to the relocate, now they got a BOT's Shaker, and, well, other than that, everything is classic. Blink Dagger for stuff.
Oh, what? Did I just see Patos go in and find Boogie? Alright, the Boogie is just like, okay, thank Christ they were going for the Storm. And Patos sees the TP, but also notices the ball lighting. Of course, bought him away. Boogie could have been a better target there. He could have still tethered away from the Sprout, but that might have been a better idea. Now, in the bottom lane, Kaysor, decides to be in a bad position and will get punished for it. Another death on the Scuttle. Granted, it's already nighttime, so his utility is not that high, but still don't want to die like that. There was no need for that to happen.
Actually, they're dying one by one quite a lot from side of a Singularity, and they're trying to trade towers. Patos using drums, but there's already a setup from side of a Penta. They're jumping on Patos.
Oh, there they go on Nature's Prophet. The call down will try to save him. Patos, though, has no HP left, and with that, Penta will be able to get that kill. Lina now stunned out. This Skater comes in. No Reaper Scythe, so they can't actually stop that TP. The objective is now the... Oh, no! The Blink! Exotic Deer will manage to make it out because of that Blink. This Earthshaker got too cocky, and Exotic Deer played him like a fiddle, managing to TP right in his face. That was just a funny play more than anything. It probably hurt the Earthshaker inside, and DNZ and Elias just don't even want to fight each other. They just walk off each other like, nope, I'm done.
Well, there was no follow-up. There's no relocate from side of a Penta. Could have been a kill on the Shakiro, but didn't happen. Actually, I'm very surprised that Ayu is doing not that bad in this game. He's going for mech plus arcane boots, which will transform into Guardian Griffs later in the game. Even though he is not... Actually, never mind. Wait a second, just take a look at this. So there's two supports side of a Penta, yeah? And there is Sven plus Ayo. Ayo is not the fastest farmer, so he's also positioned 4 here. But soon he will finish his mech, and Sven got his drums plus Blink minute 22. They're 2k gold ahead of the Jakira. But that's understandable because there was a lot of great rotations from side of Penta. Yeah, they got a good kills, they got a bit more XP, plus Sven probably farms more efficiently. Yet he kept cleave in 1 point, but yeah, that's not that important for Sven support. You mostly rely on the Warcry and Stormhammer. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Blazemon playing a dangerous game.
Yeah, very dangerous one, because they have silence. Hello, Blazemon, try to TP away, the call uncommitted, but yeah, they had the Ice Path to stop him. And let's play the game. Why was Blazemon there if he knew someone was coming? He kept using static remnants to get the vision, but I don't think he saw any just profit from this side, which is just unfortunate. He could have ball lightning it in time, but sadly, Blazemon wasn't able to. And the Orchids caught him by surprise, I think, as well.
Yeah, there was no trustworthy little ball behind him. And he actually skips any kind of a defensive items. He gone for the Bloodstone plus Orchid later on. There is already Orchid on Nature's Prophets, but I guess he relies on his Ayo. Meanwhile, mid.
The Jakiro Reaper side destroys him, and that's a dead Jakiro again. We'll see if Penta can now take this tower. Oh, there's the ball lightning. They do kick him off, and this poor Keeper Light will go down because of the stuns. They have enough time to bring him down. And Exotic Deer, careful, because he's against 3. The Fisher stops him. Where do you go now? Exotic Deer has to fight this, but he doesn't have the damage to actually kill anyone. Has to go into DNZ, but this guy's way too tanky. Exotic Deer still surviving for quite a while, but he will go down eventually as the Yule Scepter brings up the Earthshaker. Patos wants to survive this, but he's not going to be able to if they still have the damage from the Fissure. Patos running away. That's all he's got. The Athos comes from behind, and with that, that's going to be a dead offlaner. Lina is the only surviving member of Team Singularity in this engagement.
Well, -4 from side of a Singularity. They traded him 4 heroes from side of a Singularity for Sven. Very decent trade for Penta, but what really bugs me is that even though from one side we got Jakiro Kotl plus Nature's Prophet and dead Lina, to the Earthshaker, actually another solo kill by Owned Me. They're not that efficient at taking towers, as we probably would have expected from them. Both teams got rid of all the towers on the safe lanes. There is actually Boogie completely without mana or anything. They got an advantage with the vision on the K-Sword. Yep, Boogie was just asking for death there.
And that's a dead Io in the end. Unfortunately, Exotic Deer getting the kill on the Io, meaning there's no relocate for quite a while. Might be the time to actually try to get another counter kill. Why not? Sven will not be found out just yet, and they can't go on the Storm either. And this is the issue. Even if you kill the Io and you want to go for kills, which is the ideal, you don't really have that option because Penta does have a lot of tankiness and a lot of sustain here. There's Nature's Prophet TPing in. They want to go into this Sven, but they couldn't Yulsa throw him in time. And again, Singularity is left without being able to murder anyone.
Singularity are good in terms of kind of grouping up, yeah, all together with the recall from Coral plus TP from Nature's Prophet, but they got no decent catching potential. Take a look at Penta. They got 2 Blink Daggers plus 4 stuff plus Relocate plus Blazemon, who can jump considerably far. They got great spells as Fisher and Stormhammer. Oh, meanwhile, Blazemon on the lane. Oh, most likely he will go down.
Oh.
Yet he's Yules.
Why?
And the deny.
Why the
Yules?
Yules? Why the Yules then? That was Lina's Yules.
Yep.
You had Ice Path, you could have just Light Strike Array him. Maybe he didn't have enough range. No, no. Light Strike Array has the same range or more than Yules. I don't actually know. That was a weird engagement. I think because if you keep him stunned, he can't commit suicide, right? I don't know if they had enough damage, but there's no need to use Yules after that. Maybe he misclicked, or he was so used to using the combo. Anyway, The Ghost Strike by the Necrophos. Can they stop him in time? Yeah, the Ice Path will, and this Necrophos will go down, and they can't commit suicide now. Well, the Yule Scepter now on the right target. It'll catch out DNZ, and this poor Sven will also go down, same as his core. Penta eSports starting to lose people left and right, and the advantage they just built up starting to go away.
Well, decent pickups from side of Singularity finally. A little bit of a comeback, and Lena is back to her 12th Bloodstone charges. Next item going to be Shadow Blade. There's going to be a lot of hate on Boogie in this game because it's fairly hard to survive in this one against Lena plus Nature's Prophet with Orchid. Yet Exotic Deer doesn't have his critical mass to really deal a lot of damage in the fights, but when they don't have to fight 5-on-5, it feels like...
Yeah, how do you defend this? I mean, how do you defend this with the Earthshaker? He's just not there, so they just don't want to bother. And in the end, you do see Singularity's domination, especially now during the day. You can see how Coddle's vision is really impacting them, especially with the gem. They've been able to deward. The nap domination is becoming much more prevalent. The IO doesn't have enough ganking potential anymore. Ooh, that was really close to getting the kill, but aren't able to.
Finally, actually, a gem plus Orchid up on Storm Spirit. And double Shadow Blade from side of a Singularity soon. So there is already one up on Nature's Prophet and another on Lena. You really need to get rid of enemy vision in your jungle from side of a Penta. You want to get a little bit of a safe space. And Sven actually after drops and Blink Dagger goes for Solar Crest. Interesting choice, especially against Singularity lineup, because mostly you expect a lot of magical damage from their side. But there is still Nature's Prophet plus Lena. This chance is not that bad, especially if you're expecting some kind of a right-click build from Nisha later on in the game.
Well, I don't think the right-click build in this case is that useful because of the Necrophos and the Storm Spirit. How long are you going to keep him in, right? Maybe more of a mixed build that we've seen, like with the Bloodthorn and Mjolnir, maybe with a magical damage as well, as opposed to going for the Lena that goes for the, what is it, MKB even? It's like a more of a... I mean, the right-click build is going to start coming out now, with especially with the extra damage. But you do need to take care that the Storm is still going to be able to, you know, just outrun you. The Necrophos still doesn't have the Ghost Shroud. You still have the Warcry to deal with, which is a big deal, as the Warcry gives you 20 armor. That's irrelevant even in the late game. And I'm really more concerned about Exotic Deer as well in his farm, because he is starting to get those items, but still not high enough, only with Hanjin, Yash, and BKB. Let's see if they can kill him in time. They have the Orchid. The Aspect, though, stops some Macropyre as well. Good Blinding Light with also the Mana Leak. Blaze will not all his mana. Caldan's going to come in time, and that Reaper side does nothing to the Coddle as Exotic Deer continues to fight against DNZ. Owned Me already got a kill on the backlines. Actually, that is Nisha, but they can't really finish him off. The Gyrocopter will kill off the Sven already. Skitter fighting against 3. This is not where you want to be. Skitter is gonna go to... Oh no, go to sleep. Maybe not. The Ghost Shroud is saving him for quite a while, but the stuns are too big. And there it is. The Echo Slam finally getting the kill onto the 2 cores, and they can finally finalize this team fight with those 3 final kills. Valtos going down as well, and Singularity will be team wiped off the face of the map with Penta eSports only losing 2.
Amazing fight from side of a Penta now. Wow. I'm surprised with the amount of things that which actually Shaker is doing in this game. His amazing Echo Slams and Fisher just on point all the time. Singularity can't really fight back, it feels like, and even though there is not that much of a gold advantage from side of a Penta, they're only 1k gold ahead. It feels like they're simply outplaying Singularity in terms of a team fight.
They are. I mean, they're playing... I think one of the things that they're doing really well is, first of all, creating chaotic team fights. They're not actually all going at once, and the objective, or... not objective taken. The targeting by Singularity is a bit askew, right? You see them going for the Sven, the Necrophos, tanky targets that aren't really that relevant in team fights, especially once the Necrophos using his Reaper Scythe. Whereas they should be going for the Storm, the Earthshaker, as they did a couple team fights earlier, and that's much more effective. But Own to Me always comes at the end, like the cleanup crew, and it's really hard to target him in the beginning if he's not in the team fight to begin with. So, Penta eSports, I mean, they're just doing a really good job of dividing the map exactly as they want to, and forcing Singularity into weird engagements. And now we're going to see another one of those as the Atos finds the Gyrocopter, way too much range. DNZ also stunning him out. Ice Path, good zone out. Prevents the death of the Gyrocopter. And they can't follow this up too much. Roshan, is it going to go down? Is it even wise to fight against this Roshan right now?
Well, they got no Echo Slam. They got no God Strength, and all the tools are up from side of a Singularity. Also BKB on Gyrocopter.
Yeah.
Well, time to back off from Penta. They don't really want to fight into this. Probably they need to wait just a little bit. And Earthshaker is already there with Echo Slam and a Shadow Blade. Plus Arcane Rune, surprise. A very unpleasant surprise for Singularity.
The Shadow Blade, you mean?
Yep.
When it comes to... I don't know. It depends on how good of initiation Omi gets. I think if he doesn't get the Echo Slam off in the Shadow Blade, and of course you still have the gem on the card. Oh, you will at some point. He's gonna get a second gem at some point. He has to. And then the Shadow Blade might not be as relevant. I think the Blink Dagger 4 stuff is a bit better this game. It's more... I don't see that good against Akado, really. But again, it's really depending on execution. Oh, like this, for example. They just found Exotic Deer in a really terrible position. Ice Path are really good to stop him, but the Reaper Sight too much damage. And the Gyrocopter will end up losing his life. Again, because, well, they weren't expecting that. Blazemon just came out of nowhere. Especially with the gem. He has the extra ability to just take down any wards. So that's going really well for Penta as they starting to get the map domination up for them.
Well, time to force either a buyback on Gyro or just get an Aegis for Blazemon for even more sick jumps from the Stone Spirit. Actually, whoa, look at this. He's going for a kill on the Queso. Meanwhile, Owned Me managed to burst down for Betos. Queso survives on a very low HP. Blazemon loses all his mana. Nisha fighting till the very end. Yet, Boogie doesn't have a tether. Blazemon tries to survive here, running away, saving the gem. Oh, there's a 4 seconds to the relocate. Blazemon actually will be just alright. They keep on chasing. DNZ probably will be the only one who is going down here. Necrophos is also trapped with the Ice Path. Buyback.
Fissure. That was really good play by the Ayo in general. Boogie really saved Blazemon there. Blazemon kind of went in, wasted all his mana, yet he's really happy about his life. And then Ayo's like, hey dude, please don't die. And then it just helps him with the tether extra movement speed, really useful in that regard. Also gets him a lot of mana regen as the progresses. And now Blazemon is ready for another attack. They go into Jakiro, making this dragon an extinct species again. Elijah, though, might lose his Aegis here. But he's pretty confident. Blazemon still okay as he goes onto the Lena. And Alina, BKB activated. She wants to fight this, but might only get an Aegis out of it. No, actually, you're gonna get nothing out of it. Skidder just chases her down, walking through the towers like, okay, guys, okay. I guess we'll just walk off. Homing Missile still going on to him. But gonna be no follow-up. And even use Lotus Orb to get a second Homing Missile to see the direction where the Gyrocopter went. Pretty clever.
This sick jumps from the Blazemon, though, winning them the fight and the Roche, actually. I don't know if it were some kind of a blind guesses by Penta or they actually got a ward there. No, they actually didn't, it feels like. So, pretty nice case by Blazemon. It's time to go high ground. You know that there are already BKBs committed from side of a Singularity. It doesn't feel like they're really able to defend on the high ground, but instead Penta are backing off because Patas on the bottom lane already annoys his opponents with split push.
Well, split. It's not the same as last game, right? It's not as effective split push, so it is really you have much more limited availability in this regard. Both teams are actually able to stop each other's split push with a relocate of the global strats to some degree, but in this case, Singularity split push is not. I mean, it's just not particularly strong. Neither is Penta's. You just can't use it as one of your techniques, especially considering how the IO have been playing this game, which has been pretty aggressive, right? I haven't seen that many relocates to save people, which is how it's usually played. I've seen many more relocates to put aggression and try to get ganks.
Yeah, best defense is offense, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, literally, what is better than a shield to the face, right? Anyway, Patos in the top lane, I don't know what the plan is, but yeah, it seems like you want to TP away, buddy. Good stuff. Unless the ball lining, here they go into the Gyrocopter, and with a stun in the Orchid, however, the Reaper Scythe will hit him in the end, and even the Ice Path can save this poor Gyrocopter. Great relocate there. Now going to Nisha the Atos, he has to dispel with a BKB. Can they still kill him off? That's BKB will only last 9 seconds now. Nisha, careful, Laguna's Blade committed onto this ascent, and the Echo Slam from behind, oh to me, just divides the team fight and kills both supports, meaning there's no way they can save this Lina anymore, and oh, they're gonna turn her into little Penta's whore. She goes up in the air, but has to commit suicide in the end, and oh, you can't survive if you don't have a single friend.
Yeah, -4 once again in a trade for DNZ. This guy, it feels like he's completely fine with the waste and owned me, even without the Echo Slam. Silent killer.
Yeah, the silent killer. He's Oh, I mean, that sounds terrible, because that sounds like a fart, but, you know, he's better than that. He's actually playing really well on to me, doing a fantastic job of initiating these team fights, and that team fight, particularly what he did is he realized, hey, the supports for Singularity are amazing. They're doing so much with the Zone Out, Ice Path, and even the Illuminate, and the best thing to do is actually just take him out of the equation. That's exactly what he did. They killed Gyrocopter first, so he can't try to defend the two supports, and then they went on to them. I mean, really clever, honestly. Penta's playing really well this game, especially on to me and Blazemon. Sorry, actually, Only and Boogie, I think, are, again, standout players this game.
I guess you should, yeah, define both spots from the side of a Penta. Io does considerable, a lot of effort to win this game.
Yeah, DNZ is just a Sven. I mean, what can you really say about him? He's done an okay job, but he's a Sven. Like, the only impact you can have is Warcry. It's like, guys, yeah, I gave you armor. Woo! Good job, Sven. Thank you for being part of the game.
Yeah, I guess if you want to get a style point as a support, you should play something like Aya or Shaker in that regard. Oh, Blazemon jumps on Nisha.
Oh, careful, Yule Scepter, the stun as well, and this poor Storm Spirit might just lose his Aegis. Actually, no, DNZ comes in, says, hey, here are my style points, stops the Lina, gets the Reaper Scythe off, and Penta eSports is able to kill the enemy mid, also forcing her buyback earlier, meaning there's no Lina for at least 90 seconds. And that means... Actually, no, sorry, didn't force the buyback earlier. She just has no gold for it. Skitter, however, is being silenced. There's the Echo Summon to everything. Clears the floor out of all the units. Owned to me. Able to wreck this poor Nature's Prophet. And Necrophos is just withstanding all the damage. Using the Ghost Shot. In comes DNZ. Has another Storm Hammer. But can they really fight this? DNZ very tanky. I mean, not that much. The ball lining from the Storm. Goes to the Gyrocopter. The Ice Path stops him. But the Storm is committing to the skill. Still wants to kill Exotic Deer. And in comes Owned to me. Where are you going, Gyrocopter? The body block in the late game. Not successful. But they still get the kill onto the Jakiro at least, and none of them have buyback currently. Actually, nobody has buyback in this game. The Gyrocopter even wasted it earlier. Nature's Prophet, of course, did as well, and this means they can now take a lane of Arax at the very least, if not the game itself.
Well, time to thank DNZ for reminding his team that Dota 2 is still an objective gaming, and you really need to get rid of Raxes, at least on the mid lane. Without Lina for 30, doesn't feel like Singularity will be able to defend their melee Raxes on the bottom yet. Kesar tries to defend his high ground with Illuminate.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna... Yeah, they're not gonna be able to do much. DNZ is able to kill the Rax really early with that God Strength. The defense on the Illuminate is okay, but you also have the Overcharge to stop some of the damage, and Penta... Are they gonna leave? I don't think so. They can just go for Mega Creeps. Yeah, they have the confidence. 19k lead as well. Ball Lightning finds the Gyrocopter. He's been silenced. Gyro, why were you out of your base? The GG well played will come out. They don't even want to let Gyrocopter die before they surrender. And Singularity there, oof, losing game number 2. It seems like Penta eSports still has a fighting chance to make it to the finals of the ProDota Cup.
Well, 1-1. I feel the dance in the air, and even though Penta didn't look that strong in the previous matchup, now they shined in their most beautiful, spectacular Echo Slams by the Owned Me. That's wow. Amazing game, but there's one more to go. The question is who will surprise us more.
Yeah, let's see who can take game number 3. This is a crucial matchup, as whoever wins this game goes to the finals, like we said earlier, and whoever loses goes to the loser's bracket. So let's see what happens. We'll be coming back shortly with game number 3. Hope you've enjoyed the cast. If you did, feel free to follow us on Twitter. My name is at DSwordfish on Twitter, and my co-caster at Vätte Dota. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsor, XBet, who makes this great ProDota Cup possible. We'll be back with game number 3 shortly. Enjoy some tunes while we wait.